We are previewing Week 17 in the NFL right now with Troy West from allplayswin.com, who nailed his widely publicized biggest bowl play in 9 years last week with Washington State. Congratulations, Troy West, on that one. And right now we're going to cover Seattle and Arizona. I'm Peter Loshak. You're watching SBR Videos. Troy West, Arizona. The line's gotten bet up. It opened at about 3.5. Now it's up to minus 4.5. And of course, Seattle got beaten outright by the Rams as a huge home favorite. But before that, they had covered 5 in a row. 3 of those games, they were a double-digit favorite, so they were rolling. But Arizona just looking fearsome, right? They're really deep on offense, and their one, the biggest weakness that you could have identified before last game was their pass rush. But last game against the Packers, their pass rush was awesome. So I don't know if that was fluky or what, but this team is looking complete and deep. I know that this game, assuming I have my playoff pictures right, this game doesn't mean that much to either team. The only way this game means anything to Arizona is if the Panthers lose outright to the Bucs, which is not likely to happen. So it doesn't mean much to Arizona, and I don't think it means much to Seattle either. So I don't know, maybe we'll see an under here. Maybe both teams will play conservatively. It is a high total, 47.5 or 48. Troy West, why'd you pick this game, and what do you like?
Yeah, I actually like the under in this game,
okay.
Pete. I do. Arizona's offense, without a doubt, has been clicking, and they're putting up points in a hurry just about on any defense they face. I do think Seattle's secondary will at least contain it to a point where you see a lower scoring. Seattle's offense really struggled against the good defense in St. Louis at home. Arizona's defense, very underrated. A lot of times they don't get the value I think that they deserve. So like you said, Pete, I think you're going to see a 24-20 type of football game, even 21-17 type of football game. I think it will be right around that margin and spread, and I do think probably Arizona wins this game. But a lot of points here. Neither team really a high-flying offense. They still like to run the football. They still establish the run. And both teams do have pretty good secondaries to stop the pass. So I think you might see a little bit more run than you expect. Marshawn Lynch still questionable, may or may not play. If he does, I think they try to get his legs going a little bit, which might be more running for Seattle. But in the end, I just think a 24-20, even a 27-21 type of game puts it right around the total, Pete. But I'm going to go under in this game.
All right, I could see it, but both teams have been great offensively recently, and the Seahawks are obviously very banged up at running back, so that's made Russell Wilson have to play more dynamically, and he's absolutely risen to the occasion. And in Carolina, we know Bruce Arians loves to pass. We know Carson Palmer's having a great year, and we know that Arizona is really deep at receiver. So both these teams have actually been kind of under trending recently, but it's because the teams they've been playing haven't been able to put up the points. They've actually scored a lot. So I'm guessing that this line will actually get bet higher. And you can't say that Russell Wilson hasn't led Seattle to have an explosive offense recently, right?
No, he hasn't. I do think he's been a little bit of a product of his schedule, without a doubt. He's gone up against a lot weaker defenses as of late. They finally did face a really nice defense with St. Louis and were held to 17 points, and even one of their touchdowns came extremely late. So really they were held to 10 points at home against the Rams. So going up at Arizona, a little bit taller task, I think, than the St. Louis game. So I think Seattle probably sticks right around that 17-point margin, and I think Arizona probably around the 24-point margin. But I think Arizona won't sniff 30 against the Seattle secondary. I think they'll have a little bit tougher time throwing the ball. So I like under here.
All right, I would lean under as well. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Troy, but as far as the bet's concerned, I'm definitely going to wait to see where the action comes in and where the line moves. I might bet it a lot later in the week. Right now, though, the line is 47.5 or 48 market-wide. Troy West like an under 48 in Seattle, Arizona. Troy West, allplayswin.com is your website, and that's, of course, where your big bowl play with Washington State was available, right, Troy?
It was, P. Yep, 9 years, biggest play in our company's existence, knocked dead. I know a lot of people say, oh, only one covered by 5. Big deal. It covered 20-14. Come take a look at what we're doing at allplayswin.com. We're doing great things. We've been on fire in the bowl season, been on fire in the NFL, and yes, we cover NBA, NHL, you name it. That's allplayswin.com.
Thanks, Troy.
Thanks, guys.